Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. My name's Andy, my channel's Finding Value. Today we're going to do our daily technical analysis on gold and silver. I'm going to go over the dollar, over the 10-year yield, and it's important to understand those because a weaker dollar does provide a tailwind behind gold and silver. And I propose that a increasing interest rate environment, which we've seen in the past in the 1970s, and we saw that from 2000 to 2008, is actually a tailwind to gold and silver. And I know most people think it's not, but that's when inflationary environments occur, is when we have rising interest rates with an expansionary phase of real estate. It also sparks the rotation of money from stocks and bonds into other assets. And that's important because we need money flows into gold and silver for them to go up. If rates don't go up, there's really not a huge incentive to sell bonds or to sell stocks and to rotate it into something else. So I propose that they're not going to be able to hold rates down forever, and that we're going to see a big surge of money rotating from stocks and bonds into precious metals and commodities. So let's look at the data I've got. This is just my financial opinion. It's not advice. So here we go. So the dollar was up quite a bit today, 0.57%. That is not going to do well for, against gold. Gold does not like a rising dollar, and it doesn't like a rising dollar and rising interest rates. But I'll show you where I think the dollar's at and what potentially could be happening, which is going to be okay, I think. So going into this, we've got this ascending wedge pattern that we broke to the downside. We had a hammer pattern, which usually means the momentum's to the upside. What happens most of the time is we break these patterns and then they come back. They either come all the way back to do a back test, retest, or we kind of come up and then roll over. So I don't know if it's going to go all the way to this upward trend line or if we're going to go somewhere up in this upper 93-ish range. Let me see what we got here. We got 92.56. So we're at 92.50. We're up here right now. I don't know how much further we have to go higher before we start to roll back over. But this is pretty common. You break out, you do this back test, retest, and then you head on down. So we could have some good buying opportunities here any point now. The 10-year, it broke its downtrend. And we popped higher here. We'll see where it goes. We got a little bit of resistance through here. We've got this day here, kind of all through here. And if we break through it and move on up, which I'm expecting, then I think it's going to put pressure at some point, probably around this area up here, on bonds and stocks. And it may even be higher than this, somewhere in that vicinity. But we'll continue to monitor it. Subscribe to the channel if you want to watch this stuff along with me. Now, gold sold off hard, $35 change. It's not quite a bearish engulfing pattern, but it sold off quite a bit. Now, do we have a trend line break here? No, we didn't break the trend line. Trend line's still intact. We had this is a beautiful move higher with the small down days and sellers. I'm surprised that we had a down day this large. Kind of surprised here. But we're still above the downtrend line. We'll see what happens tomorrow over the next couple of days. I don't want to break through this downtrend line. I don't want to see a big down day tomorrow. I want to see an up day, a buyer's responding to this, or a very small down day or sideways day, where this momentum works its way off. Silver doesn't look as bad. We've got the downtrend line. We're still above it. We're coming up. This could be a bearish engulfing. We'll see what happens tomorrow. We had nice momentum, bullish engulfing here, nice momentum higher. We'll see if we continue higher. If we have a small down day, I want to stay above this trend line to keep this momentum going upward. And platinum also had a pretty large down day today. And it's almost a bearish engulfing pattern, but I mean, I don't know why you'd throw a bearish engulfing here. Well, unless we come back down. Here's the trend line. Let's see if we hold tomorrow above this trend line. We had nice buying pressure to push this higher. And today, the sellers came in and sold off pretty hard. GDX, just what I'm looking for is the buying pressure, selling pressure. The sellers came in and sold this off a little bit. Again, let's wait for tomorrow. SILJ, we're still above the downtrend line. Nice big buying pressure coming up. Somewhat of a larger down day today. Not horribly, but still bigger than I like. I like to see it nice and tight. Small down days, big up days. Saying that the buyers are in control. This is saying that the sellers are still there. There's some sellers still there. Yamana Gold still carving out this big pattern, basically trading sideways recently. So that's not really fallen apart yet. EXK, I mean, the downtrend's broken quite clearly. Just a regular down day filling the gap, perhaps. Tuden Resources, 0.82% up. We're trying to break through this resistance area through here. Move on higher. Obviously, I think we're going to need gold and silver or gold to do it. Gold to move higher to break through this. Franco-Nevada, I mean, a little bit of a down day today, not too bad. I mean, we broke through this downtrend here, so everything's intact. It still looks really good. I could throw that trend line in there for you guys. But that's the trend line that I'm seeing. So everything's intact. Wheat and precious metals, everything's intact here. We got support right underneath here. So I still expect it to go higher. There's no pattern here saying we're reversing. Sandstorm Gold, still looking like we're holding pretty well. The pattern looks pretty good. EMX is getting a little bit out of the pattern here, but we have a little wick on the bottom. We'll see if the momentum carries us higher tomorrow. We'll have to see. That's what I have for the overall sector, but kind of surprising to see a sell-off that large. But the dollar going up like that to do maybe a retest, maybe we come up a couple days and then we roll back over for the dollar and then it's game on. Maybe we flush everyone out of these companies because they're scared. We'll have to see over the next week. Very curious to see what happens. We'll continue to monitor it. I haven't sold a single thing, guys. In fact, I actually bought some late last week. So I'm sitting here watching this stuff with you, participating in it, and I'm still a huge gold and silver bull given the market conditions. We're getting interest rates to go up, which I perceive as a good thing. And I know that the regular people see it as bad, but if you look at history, gold has performed its best under an increasing interest rate environment in the 1970s. High inflation, increasing interest rate environment, and really people don't have anywhere to go but gold, silver, and commodities. So all the money piles into those. We are still very early in this game with interest rates so low where they're at. If you guys like this content, give me a thumbs up. Thank you for listening. This is Finding Value.